Okay, simple query example is would be like this. So you run this is my user, and he wants to run something on the database and find out some data out. So what happens? So he's running his code, and the code goes to the optimizer engine, and optimizer engine decides that the data actually can be fetched from the storage grid in an efficient way, and then it passes that instruction to the storage grid. The storage grid actually computes the value what is required and sends back to the database only that data what it is required. So the database engine actually does not need to spend additional time in terms of getting the whole block and then redoing and then understanding what is inside and then taking out only that data what is required. So we're going to see by an example how this is done, okay, in our further slides. So this intelligent storage is a software which has been bundled into the storage server, and which can be only interpreted by the compute node. And you cannot bring an HP UX system or any other Windows machine to come and talk and use this intelligent storage. It will be only by Oracle code which can send to it, and this will bring enormous performance benefit to the system. Okay. Though many people have tried outside, it has never worked. So it's only the Oracle code engine which can actually go and take this data out. Okay. So Exadata is now a smart storage. Your storages are going to return you back with the investment what you are putting in. Storages are no more just holding your hard disk. It's going to actually do something else. The CPUs which are being idle on a storage grid are going to be now transforming into the next stage and going to enable you to complete your workload much faster. We're going to see some examples. Storage indexes are another feature which are going to you have seen database indexes, right? So these are storage indexes which are going to be available in the system, which will help you to perform the query operation much efficient way. And then hybrid columnar compression. Nowadays storages are becoming very cheap, but at the same time your computing power has to be high performance. Now how do you do it? You can choose columnar compression for that case. So columnar compression is altogether a different technology which actually compresses, and then it gives more performance benefits. So we're going to see some examples as well on that. There are various compression modes which actually compresses the data in the database in the storage server, and through your optimized software you're going to pull the data out of the storage very minimal and transfer it to the compute engine, and then process it and take your output from the system. So all this you will be understanding through a demo, through a lab session, where we'll be creating some tables, we'll be compressing it, and then we'll be passing some of the queries, and we'll understand where exactly the query is getting benefited. Okay, flash cache. So as I told, the PCI flash caches are available in the system. So how we are going to use that flash cache? Okay, so given that it's sitting inside the Exadata, so you'll be having some standard approaches by Oracle which are industry proven to be optimized, and also you can use a smart flash cache for your other requirements by redefining them in a different protocol or in a different way, so that you can actually use it to some of your needs. Okay, I will be giving some examples of how I have used smart flash cache in my experience in turning some of the reports, some of the dashboards from running from 5 minutes into five seconds maybe. Yeah, this is some of the features I have seen using Smart Flash Class. I will be explaining you how I actually did it, and how, and you can also use it, and you have to follow a certain note which actually transforms the Smart Flash Class for your use case. Okay. Resource management is another area, because once everything gets into the Exadata machine, now you have to understand how do I allocate my resources. Okay, so this is an enormous subject that needs clear understanding of this. One slide cannot help you, but it has multiple slides which where will be explaining resource management. One of the key factor is so far all the databases have been including Oracle in non-Exadata have been doing only CPU-based resource management. It will allocate the, it will do this resource management based on your CPU. Now it cannot go to the storage, because storage is completely not controlled by the Exadata machine or the database, Oracle database. In Exadata, the storage is completely bundled, so you have a flexibility to go and build a resource manager wherein you can actually go and control your resources. So this was something which was not available. So before, if you take your traditional system, you might be having IBM P series servers running on IBM total storage or HPUX storage array, or any other storage any other storage provider. Okay. Now your IBM servers cannot talk to HP storage server, right? They cannot pass that. That intelligence is not available today. The database server cannot send a message to the storage server. Here with the advanced software, what is available in the Exadata, you have a key feature wherein you can send a message to the storage server which says, hey, for this database A, you have to give only 60% of your IO resource. Okay, so you can go and define that, and then you will be able to see tremendous performance improvements for your core databases. So inside an Exadata, you can have multiple databases, but that does not mean that all of the databases are actually eating up the resources. So you need somebody somewhere to build a wall and then say, okay, the database A will be getting high performance or 60% of the entire Exadata utilization. Database B will get 40% of it. So how do you go and define it? You need something resource management. Security is completely built in end-to-end by Exadata, so that's one of the key feature. Some of the organization actually buy in Exadata machine, so you don't need to invest too much time in actually rebuilding or reinventing your security portfolios. Database as a service, as I told, one of the best example. Some of the customers are banking customers. One of the customer out there in India is HDFC, who are basically having Exadata platform to support their enterprise business by providing the databases as database as service. Okay, so basically they have built in, they are using Enterprise Manager, and then they are building a database as service on Exadata. So basically it's a rapid deployment of database machines, and multi-tenant databases are used, which are basically helps them to pull the database out from one Exadata machine to another Exadata machine, test it, bring it back to the same machine, and further test it. So HDFC in India is one of the very good example companies who are actually using Exadata for database as a service. Okay, so it has its own feature, database as a service, and it is very good for the organization, something like a banking system which needs databases on a rapid provisioning system. So no performance bottleneck for consolidation. So Oracle is guaranteeing that there will be definitely no performance between, and your databases will not be clogged by another database. You will be given a lot of options to actually manage them. Okay, so in this example screen, what you're seeing is an Exadata machine actually being used by multiple parties inside an organization. Consider this is a two node Exadata machine, a two rack Exadata machine, and consider that let's consider this is a full rack machine. Okay, so you will see ERP running on two of the Exadata machines. And so when I say two of the Exadata machines, they might be running an extended cluster. Okay, for some high availability. Supply chain is running on the first Exadata. EDW is running on the second Exadata. So HR, CRM are running on the first Exadata, and they can still pump in more databases to it. And all these are using all the features, what is available, the smart storage, and then the intelligence storage available, and they will get the best performance out of it. So as this course overgo, I'll go a little faster because we are running behind time, and I'll go a little faster. As we get into the training, we'll be looking into the overview of Exadata, and then some of the key architecture. We'll be going in depth about each and every components. Okay, network fabric. What are the switches? Each in Exadata machine, what layers are available, and where exactly the components are placed. And this is standard, and Oracle will not change it, and you will find it the same in every customer. How are PDUs handle the power distribution units? How are the real application clusters placed? How is the ASM placed? What are the softwares that are running? Different softwares, and then the Exadata family. Like when customers buys an Exadata, they will be getting only the latest Exadata machine, what is available in the market. They cannot buy a previous generation of Exadata. So, for example, if you are handling a customer who has been having an Exadata for in the last 5 years, you should understand what exactly machine he has and how to understand his machine, how to find the version, how to know what exactly he has bought. All this information is all available, so we'll be going through the complete Exadata family. Okay. Exadata start small and grow big. Okay, start small, grow big is you buy Exadata rack, and then customer you'll eventually scale up into quarter rack, half rack, full rack. So you have to understand how you actually cater your customer's requirement. Okay, so we also have labs wherein we are going to have some of the interesting areas. We'll be exploring mostly the key features, and then we'll be exploring all of the commands what is available inside Exadata. Okay, and then we'll be seeing how to detect a hardware fault. Sitting out here away from a data center, you cannot go and physically sit around, be around the data center to monitor. So as a DMA, you have many job to do on a particular day. Your roles and responsibilities are completely different. You should not be going and sitting in a data center and find out what's happening in an Exadata. You should be sitting with your CIO and discussing some of the future projects. So how do you do it, but still you be a system administrator? Okay. So I'm going to tell you how you actually do it, what tools you're going to use it. You can use some of the tools which are offered by Oracle, or some of the other tools which are available, wherein you can make life easier. Oracle Enterprise Manager is available, so you're going to see how Enterprise Manager is going to help in terms of monitoring and notifications. All you need to do is configure certain things, and this entire Exadata can be managed from your mobile phones using the EM alerts, and you can understand what is going on in your Exadata, what is the problem happening, and you can remediate some of the activities through Enterprise Manager. You don't need to get into the Exadata. Just imagine also if you are managing 6 to 7 Exadata machines, and how you're going to do it. I guess there was one of my recent project had 6 Exadata machines, as I told, completely expanded into a full rack. Okay, so how this all happened, how did we do it without visiting the data center, how this happened. And we're going to talk about that, some of the experiences, what I have been going through. Okay, so some slides I will just brush around from the slide decks, what exactly we'll be doing. So we'll be going through something called deployment assist as an initial part to understand. This is the initial Exadata configuration. Then we'll be talking about one command utilities. Then we will be getting into running one command and then finding out how to get into the initial configurations. Then we will be getting in detail into the Exadata architectures, storage servers, how disks are placed, what are the different combinations, how the entities and the relationship are maintained. We're going to see how grid disks, L disks are enabled so that you will be able to manage your system. Okay, so how disk carving is made. We're going to in detail understand how Exadata is giving that performance which non-Exadata could not give it. Okay, so some of the key features, some of the basic building blocks. Okay, and then we will be talking about cell relay, command interfaces, and a lot of commands. We'll be doing command categories to understand how we actually bring up these, manage this entire Exadata to include compute, storage, and InfiniBand. Okay, so what exactly happens through InfiniBand network switches, the switch topology, understanding the switch topologies. Okay, so Exadata features. So we're going to see some other features, and we'll be seeing IORM, the resource management, Smart Scan, how Smart Scan is used, and then couple of slide labs, and then plus also we will be going through the actual labs as well. Okay, then we'll be understanding what is hybrid columnar compression, and then we'll be seeing some of the samples, some demos, and some labs to understand how compression actually helps. Okay, so the outcome of compression, different tables in different combinations, what is the best to choose, what not to choose, and then we'll be talking about Exadata Smart Cache, Smart Flash Cache, how we are going to use it. Okay, so then we'll be talking about storage indexes. Okay, and here in storage indexes, how to identify storage indexes are used, how to know when it is used, and how to use it. So all this explanation will be given in detail. And then migration to databases, we will be seeing how to migrate databases into the system, what are all the options that are available. Then comes backup recovery, how will we do backups, what are all the options available inside an Exadata machine to do the backup. Then we will be doing Exadata discovery in Enterprise Manager, how this is all done, what are the key features of discovering Exadata into Enterprise Manager. And we'll be seeing some of the Ops Center tools that can be used. Then we'll be getting into maintenance guide. What we'll be doing is we'll open up the maintenance guide and we will run through sample cases of what exactly day-to-day administrator will be doing and how it will be done, and we'll be reading through some of the activities. Then we'll come upgrade and patching. So we'll be going through some of the ExaCheck, how ExaCheck works, how it runs, what is ExaCheck, how to run it. We'll be running ExaCheck to understand. And then comes scale out, and then we'll be going through some of the interesting slides from the scale out areas as well. And I will also be sharing some of my my field experience I had with Exadata in terms of scaling out the system. Yeah. So I think this is pretty much the introductory session. I think I'm done. I'm fine. If you guys have any questions, you can post it to the chat, or the audio is also available. Okay. The question is, what is the time length for the entire course, and what will be the cost? The cost factor you can discuss with the host. They can explain you all those areas. The time factor is we are actually designing this course to be not as a single day or a 2 days course. This is a month-long course. We'll be having a 2-hour session per day, and it will be conducted 3 days in a week. And this will be a session which will help you to understand a better experience with Exadata, because it will not get over in 2 or 3 days, and it will be for a month-long exercise. So you will have a lot of time to learn, to come back to me with all the questions, and you can make best out of it. The lab sessions are also available, and the host will provide you all the details of how exactly this course has been laid out, and when it will start is something has to be discussed, and when the classes will be happening, and how this whole exercise will be going on. I believe the one of the last exercise was also very similar to it. It was very interesting for the students because they could actually come back, because Exadata is something new for somebody and something different for somebody. So the information goes in only in 2 hours, and then you have plenty of time to go back and crunch and read documents about around it, and then come back on the next session so that you are completely understanding what's happening. So you'll be having a lot of questions that I can help you to answer it. Any other questions, please? Okay, so if there are no questions, and thank you for joining, and I hope you have found this session very interesting, and looking forward to have you for further sessions. Yeah, thank you, and all the best.